TG Geeks, episode 170, May 21st, 2018. Doctors and Evermores and Atlanteans. Hello and welcome to another webcast from tggeeks.com, where Ben and Keith, the two gay geeks, talk about all aspects of geekdom and nerdery. Sci-fi, comics, film, horror, you name it, we talk about it. And I tickled myself. I almost didn't get through that.
No.
I'm Keith Lane, and we're coming to you from TG Squared Studios in lovely Phoenix, Arizona, even though we're in Los Angeles this weekend.
Oh, yeah, that's about right.
When we would normally record that.
Yeah. And I'm Ben Raginson, and I'm just completely flummoxed by that opening of yours. That was just epic. Beautiful. Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah. And we have a interesting interview for you here.
Oh, yeah, it was quite good.
Yeah. So we're going to talk to an author and a screenwriter, etc. He's all around.
Bit of a jack of blah, blah, blah. See, now you got me doing it. Jack of all trades.
Yeah. So we're going to talk to him right now. And joining us today, we have Perry Covington, author and writer extraordinaire, and we met him at San Diego or
Comic-Con International
in San Diego. Say it correctly.
My God, what a politically correct mouthful.
Yeah. So we met him at in the Pro room. Pro Lounge, and it was really kind of neat because there was no place else to sit.
No, we were just sitting next to each other, and we struck up a conversation, and it led to wonderful things.
Yeah, and Perry has...
serendipity struck. It was awesome.
Yeah, it has a great new project coming out. So, Perry, tell us about who you are, what you have done, and what this wonderful new project is that you got going.
Gosh. Okay. So I am Perry Covington. I am a writer. I write professionally for the military, for the U.S. Air Force, and I also write as my side gig as an author for young adult and children's books and comic books. And I've also started to delve into screenplays. And currently, we're working on we worked on a screenplay in a TV show called Evermore, which is a sci-fi fantasy television show. And it was just recently picked up by a production company called Legion M. So really excited about that, since it was my very first script that I've ever written in my life. So I know there's a lot of people out there who are upset because they've been working on it for very long. I just happened to be in the right place, right time. So I was really lucky about that.
Right. And Legion M is kind of become this new big thing. And have they done something like this before and picked up a screenplay?
No, not really. I mean, they are actively looking for content. They're an amazing company that started just a couple of years ago, and they picked up a lot of steam. And what they've done thus far is they've partnered with other companies to help bring out movies. For example, they have Bad Samaritan coming out on May 4th, I believe. And our TV show is one of the first projects they've picked up, which they're going to be working on from the ground up. So it's really exciting for them. It's really exciting for us. I mean, we couldn't be happier to be with this company, because our whole thing is, like you guys, we were at Comic-Con last year, and I was there really, I was in the pro room, but I was there to really just have fun and see all the cool things and be part of my people and my tribe, and just enjoying all the awesomeness. And so to have a company that is basically run and pushed by us, by those people, by the fans, is an amazing thing. So to be a part of that from the ground level is really exciting for us.
Us fans we're taking over the world.
Yes.
That's right. We're taking over the whole dang thing.
Exactly. So were you there? You were there to kind of shop that around a little bit, or talk to anybody that would listen to you, basically, kind of like we are.
Yeah, I was doing exactly that. I was hanging out, just being in the pro room, mingling, networking, going to different panels. And I happened to be in a panel of a friend of mine. He was a lawyer. He was doing an entertainment law panel talking about comic books specifically, Michael Lovett. And after his panel, I went up to congratulate him because it was a great panel. He does good work, and gave him the high five and all that good stuff. And he's like, "Oh, hey, I want you to meet my friend Terry." And I said, "Great." He's like, "You should tell her about your show." And I'm like, "Cool, that's awesome." So, I'm in pitch mode as it is that entire day anyway. So I go up to her, introduce myself, I do my 30-second elevator pitch, and she's like, "Yeah, that sounds really cool. Let's talk more about it. Here's my card. I'll call you later." And it's one of those, where you get somebody's card, and you get a dozen or so cards during the course of that kind of a day.
Right.
And you're like, "Cool, I'm going to call all these people, but who knows who's going to even, call me back or."
Oh no, that never happens to us.
Yeah.
No, that never happens to us at all. No.
Well, that's because you guys are super popular.
Yeah.
Read the sarcasm dripping in my voice.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's how it went down. And I called her back, and I tried to see what's up, and she called me immediately, and she's like, "I love the idea, I love the show," and I'm like, "Cool, let me give you everything I got." So I sent it down to her, and she read the script, and she absolutely loved it. And from there, it was just a really great partnership. So we were super excited. And the funny thing is I joined Legion M before I even met her.
Oh, wow.
I was part of the Legion. I bought into the company because the whole premise is, as a fan, you can go and buy stock in the company,
right?
And you become part owner. So
I've heard of
I had
this.
done that prior to that. So
yeah, we were toying with that.
Yeah.
It just didn't. It just wasn't at the.
It was not a good time.
Not at the right.
At that point, we were a little too small.
I know that they're doing another campaign or
they are.
considering
Yeah, they're
on
doing
it.
another round.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I wish we'd gotten in on the first round, but
it was not a good time.
So anyway, tell us about Evermore.
How did this come about?
We know a little bit about it.
Yeah, but for our listeners,
tell us for our listeners, what is Evermore about, and what's the connection that we all 1, 2, and a third person have?
Well, so Evermore, at its core, is a sci-fi fantasy television show. What we're trying to do with this show is really kind of give the audience that sense of discovery, and that we all kind of had when we first watched, for example, like Indiana Jones, where you would see Indy discover a new relic, and you get that sense of awe and majesty of it all. And so what we're trying to do is bring that back to television in a big way. So what Evermore is it's about two teen orphan twins who go to live with their eccentric aunt in Wisconsin. And while they're there, they discover this machine called the Forevertron. And the Forevertron, I'm not sure if you guys know, but is an actual industrial art sculpture in Wisconsin. It's massive. It's in the Guinness Book of World Records as the largest scrap metal sculpture in the world.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it was built by Tom Every, Dr. Evermore. And so we decided, my buddy, my writing partner, Eric Figge, he lived there. He grew up there. And so he's like, "Hey, I have this idea for a television show." So he came to me, and we started hashing it all out because I have a background in fantasy novels. So from there, we decided, okay, this machine is going to bring these kids to different dimensions, throughout the multiverse, different versions of our Earth. And they discover this entirely new universe, or universes, I guess you could say. And they go on these adventures trying to find, because their parents are killed off, and they try to find out who killed their parents, what it means to be part of this multiverse, who the big bad is in the show, what that all means to them, why they're so important to the Forevertron, and why the actual machine exists in their Earth and nowhere else. So we have this whole idea of mystery and adventure, and these kids discovering all these new things. And every Earth they go to is a different version of our Earth, but to an extent where it's almost alien.
Wow.
You almost don't recognize the Earth. You know what I mean? So, for example, we try to go back in history and figure out, hey, what if the Spartans, continued to exist and they became the main superpower in the world? What would that world look like? And what would feudal Japan look like in this day and age? And what if they were the superpower in the world? So each Earth that we visit, you have these different factions that control the Earth and kind of have shaped the evolution of our history in a different way, to a point where you almost wouldn't be able to recognize the planet.
Wow.
In the beginning, it was sounding like a bit of a blend between like Doctor Who meets Sliders, but you kind of threw in some nice little wrinkles in that description there, which literally, I sat up and I thought, oh, now that sounds kind of interesting. I could watch this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah, and and that's funny because when in our log line when I describe it to people, just really quick, I basically say it's Doctor Who mixed in with Indiana Jones.
oh,
So
far
you
out.
can imagine that whole mesh of two worlds together. So
Yeah.
Well, I love the whole idea of the sense of wonder because especially, science fiction today has just become so bleak. We're all into this dystopian kind of view of society. Nothing is optimistic. There's no wonder anymore. Everything's pessimistic. And you're right. Well, the thing that really drew me to sci-fi is that sense of wonder. And I I mean, even to this day, I could watch, there are some select TV shows and movies that I can pull out and still get that. So for you to now go out and to create something new, is terribly exciting. And I think it's going to be it sounds like it could be just a huge breath of fresh air.
So
yeah, I'm really excited about it as well. I really hope it goes well. I have kids, and my writing partner has kids, and we wanted to make a family show that everybody could sit down, because, as it stands, like I'll be upstairs watching Game of Thrones. My wife will be downstairs watching Grey's Anatomy. My kids will be on their iPads watching, who knows what. But I want a television show that we can all sit down in front of the television and sit and just enjoy an hour of TV and all talk about it afterwards, And I don't have that right now, so I figured, hey, why not make a show like that?
I love that idea. So why the Forevertron? I mean, what was it that made you take a look at that and say, "Oh, this could make for a really good story"?
besides Tom's,
Yeah.
Yeah. Besides that,
Yeah.
besides Tom going on, he tells some great
honestly,
stories.
Oh my gosh, he is an amazing person to talk to. I got a chance to go and visit him in Wisconsin and see the Forevertron in person. He's during our research phase of creating the show, and he's getting up in age and everything, but I mean, just the stories he tells, and his mind is so active, and the creativeness and the imagination that pours from him, it's infectious, to be honest with you. I just sat there just trying to absorb all that energy because he's an amazing guy to sit down and talk with.
Yeah.
But honestly, that story belongs to my writing partner, Eric. Eric grew up in Wisconsin, and in college, if I remember the story correctly, he went to the park where this structure is located. And when he went there, it really it struck a chord with him. And he never forgot that structure, and it always kind of lingered in the back of his head, and he would play with ideas about what the Forevertron could do and what all these different things happen. And so by pure luck or fate or God or however you want to put it, he was buying a house in Wisconsin. His realtor found out that he was a writer, and she said, "Hey, I have an idea that I would like you to take a look at. You're a writer. I wonder if you could, take a stab at it." And she passes him this packet, and it's a folder describing the Forevertron. He's like, "Whoa, this is my childhood place. This is, I know the Forevertron." She goes, "Yeah, well, my dad built it."
whoa!
Oh, my.
Yeah, exactly. So Dr. Evermore's daughter, Twaya, which you guys met
Yes.
at Comic-Con last
Right.
year with me. She's a realtor. That's her day job. And
Yeah, she found the
happened to meet
property.
Eric,
If I'm not saying she found the property that's now the park, if I seem to remember right.
No.
Yeah, she did. Well, they're moving there's plans to move the entire park right now.
okay.
So they're trying to get it over to the Wisconsin Dells, I believe. So that's the next major thing for the park and for the family. So, but yeah, it was just a crazy story how he discovered it. And so, Eric and I are both in the military, and he happened to be stationed at my base here or in Riverside, California, and we happened to share an office. And he has nothing to do with my career field. I have nothing to do with his career field, but we are in the same building. And he saw a book of mine with my name on. He's like, "Hey, you're a writer." And I'm like, "Yeah." And so we just started talking and hanging out, and became BFFs basically by the end of the day. And
Wow.
started talking about all these writing ideas that we had, and that was the birth of our partnership.
There's something very cosmic about all of this that's going on here. I mean, there's a connection with Twyla. There's you sharing an office with Eric. Us meeting you and Twyla at Comic-Con. I mean, there's something very. It's like wow. There's some cosmic force behind it.
Coincidence for it. Yeah, absolutely. I agree entirely. It still gives me goosebumps when I think about the story and how we all came together and how it all happened. because I mean this kind of thing never happens like this, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
If we're only so lucky.
So what are the plans? What is the next step for Evermore?
So right now, what Legion M is doing is they're trying to build a team. You know, they're trying to get our producers online, our showrunner, things of that nature, just basically getting all the pieces together so we can package it and bring it to a network to start production. So right now, it's, for me, at least as far as my part goes, it's sitting and waiting for Legion M to do what they got to do. And that is very hard for me because I'm a very proactive kind of guy.
Right.
So, you know, you birth this idea in this show, and you give it to someone, and you're like, okay, you know, do good things, make good choices.
Exactly. So is this development hell then?
I wasn't going to say.
Is it what now?
It's a development hell.
Yes,
referred
exactly
to
what it is.
in
Exactly
the industry. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just kind of sits there. I don't say that it languishes. I mean, there are a lot of projects that do. And I'd like to think that this one doesn't, because I love the premise and I desperately would love to watch this myself.
Well, and Legion M has a vested interest in making it happen as well. So I think they're going to push it along faster than somebody else would. So that is pretty cool.
Well, yeah, and that's the beauty. That's the beauty of being part of the company with Legion, is because, you know, they are still, you know, kind of a small rogue company, you know, doing their own thing, and they don't have to answer really to anybody but the fans. So that's an exciting thing for us, because, you know, if we're one of their first projects that they're going to be trying to push out, then you know, that means we're going to have a lot of attention from them, and they're going to be pushing hard. So that to me is that is the best part about being with this company. And they're just good people, you know. They're like, I've dealt with like Hollywood types where we'd have to go to meetings and everything, and you get the handshake and the nod, we'll talk to you later, kind of a deal. But these are real, down to earth, just good people, and just talking with them, you feel like you're part of the family, you know, and that's important to me. So I'm really excited.
So tell us about the other stuff that you do. You've written a couple of books, so. Tell us a little bit about that.
You've been at this business for some time now, in some form or another.
Yeah, I've been, you know, writing is my outlet. You know, it's how I stay sane. So I've been doing it for quite some time. You know, I did it, you know, formally with my first novel, Child of Atlantis, and I wrote 2 sequels to that book, and it's a 7-part series. So I'm still writing the 4th book right now, and that's something I just do kind of on my own time. When everyone goes to bed, I start, you know, hacking away at the computer. So that and they've done fairly decent. You know, considering that the books were published by an independent publisher from the beginning. You know, it's been a small success in my life, and I'm really excited about it. So yeah, no, the Child of Atlantis books are fantasy novels that I wrote, which basically goes off the premise of, you know, what if the people of Atlantis didn't perish when the island sunk 10,000 years ago? Mm-hmm. What would that world look like? And so, you know, the Atlanteans in my books and my histories were an advanced people with special powers, and they tampered with some devices they shouldn't have, and it blew up their island basically and sunk the center of their culture. But the people persevered, and they kind of scattered throughout the world and influenced mankind's history throughout time. So that's why I cover little aspects of this by saying, you know, look at the pyramids. You know, this is why there's different pyramids across the world from different time periods, because it was one culture that spread this out throughout the world. So we pick up on the story with a kid named Max. It's present day, and he's a normal kid, has normal problems. He's in high school, but as the story progresses, we find out that he's a child of Atlantis. He's an Atlantean, and so he has to discover this brand new world where people are vying for power and trying to take control of mankind. He's kind of he's trying to take he's kind of caught in the center of all of that. So that's where the story is.
Okay, what age group is that series aimed at? I mean, is this like a very adult, or are you aiming for a young adult audience on that?
No, yeah, it's a young adult. It's definitely a young adult book.
Oh, good, because I have the mind of a child, and and it's easier for me. For some reason, I take into young adult reading so much easier. You know, young adult writing. It's more digestible.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm the exact same way. I just, young adult books. Yeah, maybe I'm just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just have a young mind, just like you said. I have no idea, but
well, this is great.
I do enjoy young adult books.
Good. I need a new series to read now. Yeah, I'm in between books. I need something new to read now. So this will be a great thing for. And you're working on book 4 now. You said.
I'm working on book 4 now. That's correct. Yeah, and
Awesome.
what we're trying to do is we, with the Evermore show, we visit several Earths, and one of the Earths later on, we have it all written out already at this point, but one of the Earths later on in the season that we visit is the Earth of the Atlanteans. So
cool.
we're kind of rolling things all into one big universe.
That sounds cool.
I love crossovers.
So what?
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah. So what else is next for Perry Covington, writer? Any other ideas going on, or?
Well, I mean, we have a couple other TV shows that we're trying to finish, and just writing. I mean, the rewrites are insane on how many rewrites we have to do on these things just to make them just right for someone to take a bite at it. But so we're doing a couple of more television shows. One of them is a television show based on my book. We're also working on a feature, a movie, trying to make a sci-fi movie called Heron. And that one I can't really talk too much about, except for the fact that it's a sci-fi, set in the future sci-fi. It has a mafia-type feel to it. And it also has, how do I not say too much? This is the part I'm not good at. There's a hero, Cade. He's in the mafia. He's an enforcer, but he was raised by the mafia, but he's not, part of that family. He gets presented with an opportunity, and he has to make a choice on whether to be a good guy or keep ties with his mafia family. And he also has certain abilities that most people don't have. So I'll leave it at that.
That sounds fascinating.
Okay, you got me
really
intrigued
great.
on that one
Yeah.
now. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. So
I hate being that guy. I love talking about stuff and just telling everything, but I gotta.
Yeah, you gotta rein yourself in.
well, these are all your children.
exactly.
I mean, it makes perfect sense.
You don't want anybody to steal your ideas.
Oh, heck no.
Right.
So,
it's not even that. I just, I just want to tell people because that's just like you said. They're like my kids. I'm so proud of them. They're beautiful babies.
right. So, speaking of babies, how long has Evermore been in production or development hell, shall we say?
Actually, we began writing Evermore, I want to say, almost 2 years ago. And we just landed the deal with Legion probably a month ago. So
that
it's
recent.
Very fresh.
Yeah, I saw a post on Facebook. That's what caused me to get back in touch with you. And whoops.
Oh, so
Dropped
it's
the
got
ball on that one.
Well,
didn't
but
I?
but if it's a month ago, then it's still got a ways to go before it starts to kind of bubble to the surface, I would think.
Yeah,
I would think so too. They're going to start doing press for it, like I said, very soon in the next few months. But the actual production, I mean, I was asking questions like crazy because I'm new to this whole business as well, and they're saying that production probably wouldn't start for at least another year if we're lucky. So
wow, yeah,
Incredible.
yeah, so it's a long road. It's a very long road, but yeah,
Absolutely.
we're doing work.
Well,
Yeah.
that just shows the whole business side of things, and it's sort of the underbelly that most people don't get a chance to see. The casual fan. So if people want to learn more about Evermore
or
Perry Covington
or Child
himself,
of Atlantis,
or Child of Atlantis, I mean, is any kind of presence on the Instanets. The Instagrams, the Facebooks, places like that.
Several presences. Yeah, totally. I have multiple Facebook, Instagram websites for everything I've been doing. So my main website is just www.perrycovington.com. Pretty straightforward. It has information about my books. It has information about the upcoming show, things of that nature. If you want to visit the production company that my writing partner and I have just started, we have a website, www.roninentertainment.ninja.
Oh, that's a nice name.
So, yeah, we saw we were trying to get the domain. I saw the .ninja. I was like, ooh, we got to have that one.
That's a new one.
That has all the information about our television shows and all the different scripts that we're working on too. And then Facebook, you can find me on Child of Atlantis book. I'm at Child of Atlantis book for my book, and then at Ronin Entertainment for the television show.
coolness. Wow, you got a lot of fires going right now.
Yeah, a little busy.
Yeah, as well as a day job.
Yeah.
Kind of like us.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
better
I hear you.
better
I
to
hear you.
have a lot of things going on than nothing.
Yeah, that's true. I would drive myself insane if I had nothing. So
Yeah, and especially if it's something that you like to do.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, hey, I wish more people could have as many things tied into their passion going on like you do. I mean, I think this is wonderful, everything you got going on right now. And I'm very excited about your Child of Atlantis books. So I'm going to definitely be looking into those now.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. I'll send you one. I'll send you the copies.
Oh,
I got
bless
one.
you. Bless you, sir.
That would be great. And, well, thank you, Perry Covington, author and writer
extraordinaire.
There we go, for being on the show
They
this
need to have a
Saturday.
fanfare for that.
Yeah.
I need trumpets or something. Yeah, you're totally right.
All right. Thank you for being on the show.
Thanks, you guys. We appreciate this a lot. Thank you a lot. Hi, this is Perry Covington, writer and co-creator of the television show Evermore, and you're listening to The Two Gay Geeks.
And here's a few selected birthdays for May 21st through May 27th, 2018. May 21st, Peggy Cass.
You know, she's the daughter of Mama Cass.
Yeah, no, she's Mama Cass's daughter. She is the daughter of. Hello.
Yes.
I don't know. I've lost it already. Also on May 21st, Mr. T and Raymond Burr.
I got nothing.
Raymond Burr, yes.
Right.
Iron-
Oh, I see.
Raymond Burr. Yes. You got it.
I see where you're going with
got
it. Wow, that was a reach.
Isn't it always? May 22nd, Hergé, who did the Tintin series.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean Gunn and Harvey Milk. He was, you grew up in the Bay Area. Did you know him?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like when people say, oh, yeah, I know somebody from Phoenix. Do you know them? Yeah, there's only 4 million people here.
Right.
Also on May 22nd, Richard Wagner and...
Oh, not Richard Wagner?
Not
the actor?
Richard Wagner.
Oh.
No. And my grandmother, Verna Mae Lane, was born in 1912. She would be 106 this year.
Good heavens.
Yeah, if she were still alive. Also,
I mean, how old was she when you last saw her?
91.
Wow.
She died just like a month after I saw her. So, anyway. May 22nd, also good friend of ours, Victoria Blunt, who works at Disneyland.
Yeah.
And we know her parents, etc., etc. Bonnie Marks Wright and Nikki Hunter, friends of ours. May 23rd, Robert Moog.
The inventor of the ARP synthesizer. No, the Moog synthesizer.
Yes. And Rosemary Clooney. May 24th, Roger Deakins, cinematographer, famed cinematographer. John C. Reilly, Alfred Molina, and Greg Berlanti. And interesting that we should be announcing Greg Berlanti's birthday. There was a thing that just popped up on one of my RSS feeds. It says, what did it say? It says...
Oh, just now?
Yeah, just a few minutes ago. Oh, shoot, where'd it go? Greg Berlanti sets... producer Greg Berlanti sets new TV series record. So apparently he's done a record number of TV series. I mean, he's done everything.
Well, he's done a heck of a lot. Not to mention the fact that I think he's responsible for. Was that Love Simon Always?
Maybe. Yeah.
I think he's got something to do with that one as well. And God, I just saw that CW's got picking up a whole bunch of reboots. I wouldn't be surprised if he's in charge of those too.
Absolutely. Also on May 24th, Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit, born in 1687.
The inventor of the Celsius.
Yes. Yes, the Celsius system of marking temperature.
Right.
How about that? And a friend of ours, Kim Smith, associated with the Valley Friends Organization of Arizona Opera. May 25th, Leslie Uggams.
Who we'll get to see again very soon in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, and Ian McKellen and Frank Oz and opera singer Beverly Sills, also known as Bubbles.
Right.
May 26th, Stevie Nicks.
See, here's a great one. Oh, you're from the Phoenix area? Do you know Stevie Nicks?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I lived right next to her. And Sally Ride, first woman in space. And Helena Bonham Carter, Peggy Lee, and Peter Cushing.
Oh, let the trifecta begin.
Absolutely. And one of the greatest all-time photographers, Dorothea Lange. She was a master at capturing people in their native environment. Unbelievable. Although I can't photograph people. So
It's a talent.
It's a talent to capture people and capture them in those, unawares moments. Also, Clint Borzoni.
Imagine that.
Composer friend of ours that we talked about last week in When Adonis Calls and The Copper Queen. May 27th.
Here comes the rest of the trifecta.
Yep. Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, and Isadora Duncan, famed choreographer,
Yeah.
and Harlan Ellison.
Oh, crazy Uncle Harlan. Gotta love that guy.
Exactly. And Paul Bettany on the 27th, as well as Jana Halford and Jeff Gordon, a friend of ours from Mice Chat. And that's it for the birthdays this time.
The Red Legion took away our home. Dominus Gaul has stolen our light. But from the ashes, a fire team of guardians rise to...
Guardian down.
Wait. Who was that?
Titan, no jump good.
This is Happy Hour from the Tower. I'm T.
I'm Nick. I'm Brandon.
And we're going to talk about all things Destiny. Why we play.
Why we love punching aliens in the face. And why T's aim needs a little bit of work.
Have you got that? Say you got it. Say something.
A podcast for players of all levels. Find Happy Hour from the Tower on iTunes, Stitcher, or at happyhourfromthetower.com. Eyes up, Guardian. Time to give up the ghost. It's Happy Hour from the Tower. First round's on us.
Go give a listen to T and his tower friends over at Happy Hour from the Tower. And now it's time for... No.
Right.
No feedback this week. Sorry,
No.
folks.
And why is that?
Because we are in Los Angeles.
That's right.
We're actually taping this, or taping. Really?
What? Jack, yes, we are
Just say
taping
that.
this.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking at a giant reel-to-reel right at this moment.
Gone are those days.
Yeah, we are really... We're old school.
Yeah. We're doing this on old reel to rail.
We're recording this on wax vinyl.
Yeah. Anyway, we are recording this on the weekend before because we are going to be in Los Angeles as well the weekend before you were listening to this.
Well, yeah, at the time that you were hearing this, we're
Anyway.
back.
Yeah. So
Anyway.
no feedback. So if you want to leave us some feedback, we will catch up next week, and we'll also add the feedback that we have in this current week. And you can leave feedback at tggeeks.com on every episode and every article that we post. You can also comment on our Facebook page, and you can comment on Twitter and also YouTube. Please play nice. If you want to, you can also leave us a feedback or a voicemail message. Yeah. At our listener feedback line, we'll play your comment on air, 469 TG Geeks. That is 469-844-3357.
Yeah, baby. They're like two gay geeks. They're together, you know. They're two gay guys and they're geeks. Is that okay?
I feel sorry for our listeners.
Oh, well. Anyway,
Anyway, we're going to talk a little bit, since we interviewed Perry, we're going to talk about Children of Atlantis.
Child of Atlantis.
Child of Atlantis.
Yes, it's his series. It's actually he calls it a young adult series. You heard him talk about it in the interview, but it really is it's fascinating. I'm on book 3 already.
I'm on book 3 as well.
It's just fascinating. He hasn't gotten the other 2 done
No,
yet.
well, other 4.
Other things, yeah, or how many
It's
ever.
a book of 7.
How many ever it is.
It's
supposed
a
to be.
7-book series.
But wow, it is absolutely incredible. And of course, he leaves you on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, this is not
time,
like
so-
other series, like the Jeannie Koch series or even the Tarot series that Katie Edwards has done, where the book, I mean, it comes to
a
some
natural
sort of a
conclusion,
satisfying ending. It leaves just enough threads to make you say, "Oh, I need the next book." Both Katie and Jeannie do that. Not so with this. I mean, this one, it really is. It's the
true
only thing it's
cliffhanger.
missing is to be continued.
Exactly. But yeah, the Child of Atlantis, it really is. It's about kind of in a nutshell. He talks about it in the interview, but somebody, a young man that discovers that he is from a descendant of the Atlantean people and has special powers, and it really is. It's fascinating.
And
Without giving too much away.
No, and it's one of those books again that sort of hits the ground running,
and
which
builds
makes it a
on
lot
itself.
of fun.
Yeah.
It does build on itself. It continues to introduce new characters throughout that are always adding a new level of spice to it.
Yep. There's always a holy crap moment.
There always is one, and so far, each book seems to have its own quest.
Yes.
Shall we say?
Exactly.
And the first book was a very specific quest that our key character had to achieve. Oh yeah, did you see what I just did there? True.
Yeah.
Actually, that was quite accidental.
I know it was.
I had no idea what I was saying.
I caught that, and it's like, oh.
And you're laughing. I'm like, what did I say? What did I say? Oh, I know. yeah, I'm thick.
You should check these books out. They're cheap on Amazon.
Oh gosh,
for
on
the
Kindle.
Oh my gosh,
they're 99 cents.
Dollar. I think the first one is $1.99.
Maybe the first one's $1.99,
but the others are 99
They're
cents.
99
Oh my gosh.
cents because
Pick it up.
$1.08 with tax.
Yeah, pick it up.
They're absolutely fantastic. Yeah. So yeah, these are really exciting. Second book introduces. Well, we see a little bit of this one character in the first book, and that is Max is our chief character.
Don't say.
But we
see. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to give anything away.
Yeah.
But we are reintroduced to somebody that we briefly see in the first book. He comes back in the second book. Lots of fun. Adds a whole new comedic level to this. And they're continually adding little threads of mystery.
Yeah.
Or at least
just
Perry does as he writes it.
Builds on, and he's really a good writer. I mean, it's billed as young adult, but I like it. It's great science fiction.
It's a lot of
period.
fun.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is a lot of
really
fun.
good.
It's got some very good action. It's pretty linear in its telling, so that you don't feel like you're losing yourself when you're trying to read it. You don't have to kind of reread it over and over and over again in order to figure out what the heck is going on. It's very clear. It's a lot of fun. Each character is very, very well realized.
Absolutely.
So yeah, check these books out, and I believe we have the links for them on our website.
Yes, we will, and that's kind of it. So let's see what we got here. And that's our music for our weekly review of the things that we ran on the website. Unfortunately, this week we
because we're recording early.
Because we're recording early, we don't have everything scheduled, but we can give you a hint of what we might be doing throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
And on Sunday, we've got a Spotlight Sunday on Terry Smith, who's the author of a number of books. So we talked to her several weeks ago. On Monday, we're going to have episode 169. And,
we had 169.
170, yep. And
no, this is 170.
This is one.
So we had episode 169.
Had 169, yes. I'm confused. On Tuesday,
it's that time-shifting thing.
Yeah, Tuesday is our Books More, etc. We might have another
I hope to have
review.
another book review on book 2 of Child of Atlantis.
Yeah, and then Wednesday is our old classics newly reviewed, and
Not
Jeannie
quite, has Jeannie told you what she's
something.
working on?
Yeah, she's got stuff for us, and it is, let's see, let me look that up. The Big Sleep from 1946.
Okay.
And then on Thursday,
Hope to have not hope to, but we'll have 3 episode thoughts on the Hulu series Hard Sun.
and then on Friday we've got the Heliosphere
now it's
famous.
Heliosphere famous.
Yes, new sushi, number 11. And then Social Saturday, haven't figured that one out yet, so we'll have to do that sometime in the next week. So you can find all these things at tggeeks.com, as well as entries on the Facebook page.
This is a good reason to continue to visit our website at tggeeks.com because, as Keith points out, we've got something new going out every day.
Absolutely. And please visit and comment on all of the stuff that we run. And as always, we have follow-up items. Our calendar that we have is not as up-to-date as it should be, but if you have something that we should put on the calendar or talk about in our follow-up items, whether it's a film festival, a con, or whatnot, send us a note and we'll talk about it. New books for pre-order, obviously, Beth Cato's Roar of Sky and K.D. Edwards' The Last Sun. Please pre-order both of those books. They are phenomenal, let me tell you.
No joke.
And Phoenix Comic Fest is next weekend, May 24th through the 27th. Arizona Opera has finished its season, but they have got some wonderful things coming up starting in October, and they even have right now Build Your Own Package. Check out azopera.org for season tickets and individual tickets. Check out the 3rd edition of Podcasting for Dummies, written by T. Morris from Happy Hour from the Tower, and Chuck Tomasi of Technorama fame, and go to podcastingfordummies.com. As everybody knows, we are huge supporters of independent creators, whether it's filmmakers, comic book artists, writers like Perry, or anything. Please consider supporting those independent creators. Review their works, take a look at everything they put out, buy their stuff. Just really, we cannot say how much talent is out there by people that are doing things independently.
Absolutely. Special shout out to Doctor Who Talking Who on Twitter. They publish the Doctor Who Fancast Guide, which republishes our content regularly. You can find them on Twitter by searching at Talking Who. Also, recently, Michael C. Burgess started putting out a paperly, and he also started republishing our content. You can find him on Twitter. He is at Byronic, that is BYRONIK, and his paperly is called the Byronic's Semidiurnal Aggregator. And then last week, you heard us chatting with the human Arkle, Brian Weber. He publishes the Arkle Times Post Dispatch News, which also republishes our content. You can find him on Twitter by searching at Arkle, that is ARKLE. And, of course, as we mentioned last week in our chat with him, he has on Tumblr the Incorrect Star Trek Voyager quotes. Check it out. It's good for a fun little chuckle here and there, so please do so, but don't do it while you're at work because your supervisor may not like it very much. Also, check out the Facebook group, The Gay Geek. It's a really cool group. They got some really great content there. There's some really great people. You'll probably have to sign up for it because it is a closed group, but their moderator, Jeremiah Reeves, is a really awesome guy. And his only request is, hey, everybody, let's be cool. Let's be nice. No nastiness going on here. And then you get approved. It's all cool. So you can find it by going to facebook.com/groups/thegaygeek. And we mention them because they do allow us to share our episodes and relevant stories there as well. So check it out. It's a great place, and it's got a great moderator with Jeremiah. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremiah. And we want to remind you to occasionally click on our Amazon ads at the bottom of each article and on the widgets on the side of the page. And lastly, check us out on iHeartRadio. Check us out on iTunes and Twitter and wherever else we are, YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Rate us on iTunes. And check us out. We are everywhere. At this point, we don't know
no idea
what we will have, but we will definitely have something for you. So check us out. Okay, that should do it for this episode of TG Geeks Webcast. Be sure to check out the article on the Webcast episode. We're going to have several links on the page. And remember, you can comment on our Facebook page or our website, tggeeks.com, or you can leave us a voicemail at 469-TG-GEEKS. That is 469-844-3357. From TG Squared Studios, I'm Keith Lane. Thanks for listening. I bid you peace.
Cheers.
And carrots.